Hello and welcome back to Modern Vegan. Today we are doing something a little bit different. This is a comparison of the Just Egg and a tofu scramble. So we're just going to do a super basic tofu scramble recipe. We already have one that we've done on our channel before. That's our favorite. But we're just going to go ahead and show you how we did this one and how it compares to the Just Egg. So we're gonna start with some veggies just to keep it fair and even, and because we like a little bit of something extra in our scramble. So we've got some red onion, some red bell pepper, and some celery. And then for our tofu, we are using firm tofu. And the Just Egg mixture, it's actually a mung bean protein product. And that's what I guess gives it the yellow color and the flavor and supposedly magic. And for your tofu, we're just going to drain it and pat it dry, nothing too crazy because a lot of the moisture will cook off once it's in the pan. After we did that, we added in our veggies and we're just doing a side-by-side comparisons. We have two pans and we're doing the same thing in both. We're just gonna cook them through just until they're fragrant, using a little bit of water to kind of deglaze the pan as needed. And for our spices for the tofu scramble, we're keeping it pretty basic, like I said. So we're just using some turmeric, some black salt, which will give it the eggy flavor to compare with the Just Egg, black pepper, pink salt to taste, garlic powder, onion powder, and nutritional yeast. Can't forget the nutritional yeast. And so you are going to crumble your tofu over the veggies just to allow it to cook through and everything to be warm and combined. You can scramble it chunky or you can make it really soft and fine, whatever you prefer. And once everything's warm, you can just sprinkle over your spices. We just did a teaspoon of each, leaving out the pink salt until the end just to kind of season to taste. You're gonna mix all your spices together until all the tofu becomes kind of an even yellow color. That's the turmeric that gives it that egg look. So I'm just gonna mix it. And then we are going to sprinkle over our nutritional yeast. We just did a tablespoon this time, but to be honest, I usually use quite a bit more than that because I am a fan of the nooch. That sounded a little weird. But sprinkle that over and then mix it together. And at this point, your tofu scramble might look a little dry. And if you prefer it to be more moist, you can pour in some plant milk. And here we're just measuring because we thought we might post a recipe to go along with this. But to be honest, just a splash or two will do. And thank you to my mother-in-law, Lisa, for being my Vanna White in this video as I shot the footage. And the Just Egg, we're just going to use salt and pepper to taste because it should already have enough eggy flavor as it is. So just pour it over your veggies in the pan, a hot pan. And at this point, it took quite a bit of time for anything to actually start happening. I would say it was about 5 minutes or so before it looked like it was even going to scramble at all. So we were just stirring and stirring and stirring. And then suddenly we began to bubble. And once this started to happen, I would say it all kind of came together pretty quick. And so we turned the heat down and started to actually get the scrambling process happening. And there's not really directions on the bottle, I would say, so it was hard to know what was cooked and what was, finished product. So once we got here, we kind of figured that's what we remember scrambled eggs to look like. And so Tanner gave us a quick taste test. It was a little strange. The texture, I will say, is pretty spot on to scrambled eggs and the flavor, but we're pretty big fans of the tofu scramble. We make it almost every weekend, so he still was leaning more towards the tofu scramble being his favorite. So we just plated it up, and here's what they look like side by side. Okay, you're gonna taste the Just Egg first. Good. Okay, now taste the tofu scramble.
Good.
Which one do you like more? You like them the same? Yeah? They're equally as good? So in conclusion, I would say they're both good. I mean, if you want to spend $7 to $8 per bottle for the Just Egg and have something a little more decadent and fancy, then go for it. The Just Egg, it was delicious. It tasted like scrambled eggs. But also, we love a basic tofu scramble. We've kind of found the way that we like to cook it best, and we like it on its own in burritos, as a side. We're a fan of the tofu scramble. So I wouldn't say that you could go wrong either way. So it's up to you. But if you like this kind of video, let us know in the comments below. But until next time, see you later.